Like, let me stop playing. Good morning. So, it's time to take the gloves off. Good morning. Happy Monday. White gloves to be exact. You see, my gloves aren't dirty, which means my hands are clean. A lot of us been rolling in the dirt and keeping our hands clean. This was not a preloaded message. I woke up, I saw the gloves. And there are a lot of people that are just trying to keep their hands clean. Now, whether they're doing it, different story. I know when everybody first got up, they're like, did she go to some type of praise and worship? What happened? Like, why does she have these gloves on? Is she miming? In a way, yes, I was miming. I was saying hello and I was saying, I love you. And if you have no patience for things that you don't understand right away, of course you wouldn't have got that. You wouldn't have stayed. You are trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with these gloves on. These gloves play a part. These gloves play a part in everybody's lives. This represents the stuff you don't want to touch, the things you don't want to be blamed for, the stuff you didn't want to come into direct contact with. It's personal protection, right? It's supposed to protect you from outside things when you put on these gloves. They're supposed to keep your hands from being dirty. And that's good when your hands are clean, when you put on gloves and clean hands, and you're preserving your hands and you're keeping them clean. But then you get the gloves dirty and they're unusable again. And I think we haven't thought of our own selves in the way we think about these gloves. See, the gloves are supposed to be disposable, but ourselves, not so much. So, are your gloves clean? I'm talking about your spiritual gloves. I'm talking about your, you know, are your hands clean? Or do you need to put on some personal protection so that you don't soil others? That is indeed a question. I remember when I went to go and get my license, when I was training for CNA and things of that nature. You know, the training you have to take every so often. And they put ketchup in your hand and they tell you that you have to skillfully get the gloves off, both gloves off, without getting the ketchup on your hands or making your hands smell like ketchup. And you have to skillfully be able to do this. For those who know, who have been trained on personal protection equipment, which is mainly what gloves are, the main part of personal protection equipment. They put the ketchup on you and they have you try to do this, right? And then it's like that, right? And then they smell your hands and they see whether or not you got ketchup anywhere on the inside, right? So, for those who know, there are a lot of people who know about this because they've been taught how to properly put on gloves and dispose of it, especially through COVID and things of that nature. So, Shout out to those who are still doing, the nursing, however, whatever level you're on. Shout out to those who have to don those gloves every day and be on our first defense as far as medical, those working in emergency rooms. Shout out to the EMTs. You guys have been really, really working. I've been hearing you guys, whether it's an emergency or not, whether it's just some person just passed out and you still have to go, you still have to put this equipment on. So shout out to those who are out there fighting for lives every day, fighting for lives that aren't even fighting for themselves. You just have to show up because this is your job, and you have to do it regardless of whether the person has a quality of life or not. You have to push through this no matter what. And this is basically what everybody is doing right now. Good morning. Thank you. People are pushing through no matter what, especially those essential employees. So please be patient and understanding, because there are two sides to the coin. There's someone who's getting up every day and they're risking their lives, their health, and everything above to come and save you. And even if you gave up for some reason, however, or you don't feel good enough in life to be fought for to continue on, this ambulance or EMT worker or nurse or triage nurse or whatever, they actually have a commitment to help you whether or not you want to live past that moment. So there's a lot they have to deal with, on top of the fact that they're trying to live a life. They're getting paid to help you live yours, but they're trying to live a life too. They have kids that they left behind. They have a husband or don't. They have a wife or don't. They have school fees, they have bills, they have things of that nature. And I think a lot of times when people get into services, people forget that they're humans too beyond the uniform. So, I guess I'm just trying to really try to appreciate the people who are doing continued life services out here and are really holding down the forefront, because you guys really do bridge a gap between life and death. You bridge a gap between moments, and you guys don't get as many moments to bridge your gaps, okay? And I can understand how a lot of that can turn you into a heartless prick, because I've met some ENTs that were kind of heartless. They get a little jaded. They see death staring them in the face all the time, not to mention the constituents of this current place here. They're a rough crowd. And I mean, it's only so many times you're going to rush to give somebody Narcan when you just gave it to them last week. Okay. It's kind of hard to be a little, not be a little pessimistic if you just like saved this guy's life like 5 times in 1 month. And you're probably going to have to do it again. So I do understand. And this is why we have to be so rigid when it comes to our health and when it comes to our expectations in life, because there are other people that are being charged with this type of situation in the case that you don't. So now they've got to be on call, on emergency leave. And me myself, I used to be in healthcare. I thank God that when I did go into the last bit of healthcare that I wanted to do, because trust me, I was running away from healthcare. It pulled too much on me. It was a lot of responsibility, and my supervisors did not like how I got down. They did not like that I advocated as a 360 and not a 180. So, shout out to those who stand in the way of the corruption. And we'll get to those other ones, because I was, uh, let me go on and do the verse, because correction had to come. And for some reason, I really wanted to appreciate the EMTs and things of that nature. Some get it rough out there because they've got to save some people that aren't trying to be saved. They got to save people who are going to do this shit again. It is getting frustrating. But they're there. They take an oath to continued life, even if they become sucky in the process, because I see it all the time. A person goes in, they want to do good, they go in excited, and unfortunately, a few twists and turns, few bad patients, few sucky supervisors, and then that person is only showing up for the check and barely that. They just lose the zest for life, and ultimately end up the patient that they didn't want. And that's how life plays out. You know, it's very, very roundaboutish like that. So be careful of the moments that you give people, and be careful of the moments that you're going to receive, because those things look a bit different. There is dharma and there is karma. There is enough good energy that you put out where you can receive good energy back. But even if it's not even on purpose, if you continuously put out bad energy, you're going to receive it back. And that's just a thing for both health workers and citizens. Like, there's only a moment that you guys can exchange places. Like, honestly, car crash, exchange places. You could be an innocent citizen, walk up on a car crash, that's that EMT. Same difference. And this is why you have to be very careful of the energy that you put out. So let me read. We're in Proverbs. I'm still in Proverbs for some reason. Proverbs is loving me and I'm loving it back. Um, it just has a lot of instruction in it. And it's called, and it's in this section of the Bible. I love this Bible because it tells me, well, on one page it says praise for God's greatness, and the other one says get understanding. So it's a lot of instruction in this side. And just like every book has some sort of instruction in it, or else it would not be a book. Even the silliest book might have a bit of truth in it. And this is why you don't look down at people's reading material. You have no idea, and you have no perspective of why they need to read that. You don't know if it's calming their nerves. You don't know if it's feeding their soul. You do not know. So get a book and travel soon, okay? Like, even if it's to the kitchen, get a book. I'm trying to tell you, it'll open up another world for you. So we're in Proverbs. We're going to start. We read through 10. That was the first Proverbs, and now we're going to do from 11 on until 4, because I'm really quick at reading. So let's get this over with. And then I've got some ethereal tarot for Monday. I don't usually do tarot on Mondays. I usually do just messages on Monday, but we'll see what falls out, because I feel like there is something. Because here's the thing, I couldn't connect to that message that I gave you on Sunday about Valentine's. The reason being is because it was going faster than I needed it to go. I guess I needed to say it anyway, because I was trying to, I guess, let you know about the mass ritual of Valentine's Day, and I wanted you to go in and do your own research. So hopefully you guys have, about the Roman part of Valentine's Day, and how they were soaking fibers, clerical fibers, old clerical fibers, in blood, the blood of a dog, and the blood of a goat. And I think it was the goat was for fertility, and the dog was for loyalty or something like that. And it was supposed to be, they went about, the soldiers and the knights and the honorable men were supposed to go about with the pieces of fabric, and the women lined up in the streets and to be touched with this fabric. And it was said to promise fertility, or maybe a proposal or something like that on Valentine's or whatever. But I was basically pulling attention to the ritualistic side of it. It's blood. Okay. And it's blood of the animal, it's sacrifice, it's a ritual, it's done. It was done for a long time, over a period of time. So over the time, the ritual changed. The ritual changed from actual blood to the representation of blood, which is red, which is heart, which is organs. Okay. So, like I mentioned in passing, because I'm kind of like breezy with it when I'm giving you the information, because you don't want to just sit on it. You want to keep it going. So in passing, it's like definitely changed in representation for what it is, and it's gotten a little subtle and very commercial, so that people don't take it as serious as they do. Take it as serious as what they're doing, and it's being done on a big, large scale. So it's like the whole world is under a love spell, and honestly, we're vibrating. A lot of us are vibrating so low that you could hardly understand why you're moving the way you're moving, and why you're doing the things that you're doing, and why a lot of violence happens, or a lot of mistakes, or low level things happen on Valentine's Day when you take part in it. And even if it doesn't take part in your home, there's energy. It depends on what the energy is like. It's affecting someone else. So I just wanted to be putting that out there, that there are things that you really don't know about. And when you participate in things that, like, in a mass setting like that, and everybody's kind of doing the same thing, you see what I'm getting at? And it's basically a worldwide Beyonce concert every February the 14th, from the 13th to the 15th, because oftentimes people have more than one spouse, and they do it with their family, and then they do it with their girlfriends or their friends, or they go out and do it in a social setting, and then they have it with their kids, or they send the kids to the school with candies and lollipops and things of that nature. And you just got to watch out for people's intentions. You don't know, because candy is a great way to sneak in poisons. They hide drugs in candy, and they say candy is also what lures babies. Candies, they lure you into a safe space. Um, the candy could lead you into a situation you don't want to be in. Somebody could do something to the candy. Um, there's a lot when it comes to holidays and the course of gift giving. Be careful of the intention of the gift. And when you have holidays where there's a lot of gift giving, people can make excuses. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, or that was spoiled, that was expired, or I mixed your gift up with someone else's, or I don't know where that gift came from, that sort of thing. So just be mindful of the flippancy of it, and how broad this thing can get. Some things seem innocent enough, like some movies and some handshakes and some friends. Some things seem innocent enough until they're not, until you find out, until the other shoe drops. So just be mindful of you know, taking counsel and practicing certain things. Now, I don't want to spoil anybody's meat. If you guys had a ball and everything's on the up and you're vibrating high and everybody's love, that's what's up. I'm your neighborhood love dealer. I am not going to gatekeep on the stash, because love is all we need in high dosages, by the way. But to each his own. Love is a everyday thing. It's a everybody thing. Everybody needs it. I don't care what you say. You can say, I don't want love. You need love. Especially, you need to love yourself, because that's the best love. And if you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Okay? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'm liking this angle. And my lips are like, where the heck did the lip gloss go? They're gone. Okay, so let's get into this. I keep wanting to get into the message, but something keeps holding me up. Somebody doesn't want me to read. Okay, Proverbs 11. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace to thy neck. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of desolation of the wicked when it cometh. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto thy neighbor, Go, and come again, and tomorrow I will give, when thou hast it by thee. Devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. Okay, 35. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. And believe it or not, I did not pre-read this passage, so take what resonates. Wow. Talk about precise. That was like precise. I stand speechless. Chastened I am. It's the beating of the saints. All right. So that be the promotion of fools. If you want to take your own counsel, lean on your own understanding, and want to cast words, cast covetous energies at your neighbors, not even always your physical neighbors, just the person that is taking counsel with you or is in your proximity. Do not throw guilty and false deeds at anyone, because that is your neighbor. They live on this earth, they are your neighbor. So, wow, that was correction. Let me see that again. Hold up. And if you go back in there again, you see where it says you need to protect the feminine, whether she is yours or not. The feminine energy is to keep the balance. There's a reason why we all exist. We have to keep the balance. The masculine provide, protect. The feminine nurtures, secures. She also has a layer of protection in what she does. There is a layer of nurturing that happens in the providing and the protection. To think that either one does not provide nurturing is to separate and divide and to weaken. That is to weaken. All these things fit together, whether they're in one person or in two. What is ideal is that both people have an equal amount of both or are working toward it. So that if someone who came in at 100 should be able to temporarily work at 80, if that should happen, the other person with the 100 is able to distribute the weight evenly. So they'll lend you that 10 and you both will be 90. But if you keep doing this 50-50 shit, the rest of the world has to pick up your 50. The kids have to pick up the 50. The mom has to pick up the 50. You got to find a side chick to pick up a 20. You got to find a this to pick up a that. You got to get a maintenance man. You understand? When you start distributing stuff, don't ask why people in your yard. Don't ask. Don't ask why people on your steps. Because you came already knowing you wasn't trying to do the whole Jimmy Jam, right? So when you find some of your deeds in other people's hands, know that you distributed it because you came in with the intention of not giving 100. So don't ask for no 100 when you wasn't given none in the first place. And this is where we do not compromise anymore. This is where we shouldn't compromise anymore. Live your life. Live your life the way you want to. But this is where I draw the line because I've done the 50. I've done all the numbers that you can think of to my own damage. It don't work. It don't work. So, for all of those who are still doing the relationship thing, kudos and congratulations. Shout out to all those who just had a marriage, who just had an engagement and things of that nature, and you want to go forward. My only advice to you is if you don't have 100, if you don't want to put 100 in, if you think 100 is just too much to ask for, stop asking for peace. Stop asking for comfort. Stop asking for space. There's no space for half-ass. There's no space for mediocre no more. You see what mediocre has gotten us? You see how far down the rabbit hole we have gotten with space and shorts and compromise? We've compromised our future away. We've put it in such a gamble. Like I saw the article and it said, if we were to actually catch all of the people who are embellishing and frauding and scamming, it would be cheap. The money would be reset and it would be cheaper to live again if people put the damn money back where it's supposed to be at. It's because people learned how to steal. And people always have been stealing. They used to just steal just enough to get them by and have a little extra. Now they like, shoot, ain't nobody looking. Take the whole thing and they'll never see it again. They'll never miss it. And matter of fact, I'm going to charge them to see it. That's to a museum or two. But anyway, I digress. But you know, it's been done on a scale, and other people have learned it, and other people have taken some of that to themselves, and they've, appropriated it. Now we got bags of chips cost $1 and some change that used to be 25 cents. And you still buying air, regardless of how much stuff costs, you still buying air. Like, people have stolen so much that things that penny candy can't even be a penny no more. because people have stole so much. And the people who usually pay for the people who stole so much are the people who can't afford to steal. You see how you put everybody's back against the wall? Even the common thief can't even steal, right? Because everybody else just stole. The rich people just stole. And they want to protect their stuff because they know people steal, because they steal. And the list goes on. And it's a domino effect. And this is how things have gotten so egregiously expensive, is because everybody is stealing and they're price gouging and they're misappropriating, and everybody thinks that they're supposed to be living better than everybody else, not taking into account everybody's supposed to be living good. I'm not saying don't make your money. I'm not saying that if you don't have anything valuable that you shouldn't charge a price for it and you shouldn't get it. What I'm saying is the people who have stolen have set the precedent to where things are not right. Everything is off kilter. If I come into the house and I put all the money for the house in the middle of the table, and my kid takes away from it and don't tell me nothing, how am I supposed to pay the bills? And if I'm not skilled enough to go out and make some more honest money, then I'm going to steal from somebody else. And that'll set them off kilter. And so on and so on. So once everybody done started stealing, remember, you never caught the kid that stole. This person learns one lesson. I can do it and not get caught. And if they never get caught, they keep stealing. And then everything's off kilter. But here's one more thing. What if the person that stole from you goes and tells everybody you never had it in the first place, but they spent it? So now you got two things to deal with. You got a thief and a liar. And now you got another thing too. Now you got a bad reputation. So now you got a thief and you got a liar. Now you got bad reputation, which is the defamation, because not only did the thief steal from you, they went and lied and said you never had it. So now you looking crazy because you the only one, y'all was the only two that knew you had the money. So they took it, told everybody you never had the money, and now everybody think you're suspect. And everybody in your business, because the liar that made it everybody business to say that you was. Here come the pitchforks for a witch hunt, when really everybody need to be punching the liar in the face for even starting the shit in the first place. So here's another uptick of that. So now the witch hunt happened. This person can't go get no money because now they not trusted, because this idiot liar, not only did they steal, they ruined their reputation, so nobody trusts the person to go make no money again. So now the person with the money and the liar homeless, took a L, homeless, because they wanted to steal the money. They had something they wanted to do, but the money was the bill money. And this is how America's been doing. Somebody always stealing the bill money and want to lie and say something happened to the money and say that this person has a bad character. Now they can't go make no money, but you stole the money instead of go make your own money. And now you're out in the street, and now you got another sad sob story to tell people. Now we homeless because you couldn't pay the bills. Can't pay the bills when you're stealing all the money. And you're stealing all of the opportunities because you're running around lying. And now nobody trusts you, and now nobody trusts them, because Every time you come around, the money disappear and all the lies get to growing. I know I'm speaking to somebody, like somebody going through it right now, where they just got somebody just stealing their money and lying and lying and lying. They trying to figure out what the hell is going on. It's somebody in your circle. Could be a kid, could be your partner, could be your sister, could be your mother, could be your brother. Somebody steal and then they lie and they mess up your reputation and then they run around town and then they act like you are such a horrible person, but they forgot they started it when they started stealing. Then they went out, called you a this, and they called you a that, and said you was doing this, and they said you doing that. But nobody questioned, well, how in the hell you always got money to get over here and say all this shit? How is it if this person is that bad? How you always got money? Why don't you go give them something? Or how about instead of coming over here talking about them, you go help them? Or don't talk about them at all. And if that person is so bad, why you keep going around them? Why would you live around them? Why would you leave your things around them if they're so bad? It seems to me they not safe around you. Because you just take. And you have to be very, very careful about people who always coming to you saying somebody doing this and somebody doing that. How were you privy? Where were you when it happened? Why you let it happen? I mean, there's checks and balances, just like there's shoots and ladders. You know what happens in shoots and ladders. You get to the top of the ladder, you don't stand, you don't. And if you don't let a player know that they at the top of the ladder, sometimes they won't even slide. So it's always got to be somebody to be held accountable. Somebody's got to point the way. So if you know the thief or the stealer of reputations or the liar who steals opportunities with a mouth, because yes, you can steal an opportunity with your mouth by lying on a person, by suggesting that a person do something or suggesting that a person has done something. That's a stealing of an opportunity, because now they get a reputation for not being trustworthy, or now you think of this person in an ill manner, so you don't want to offer them a position, or you don't want to offer them a job, or you don't want to offer them an opportunity because you have jumped and stomped on this person's reputation, because you didn't really want to face the truth of the fact that you are indeed the thief. You are indeed the no good person. You are indeed the sociopath, psychopath who's running around stealing from people and telling people they broke. You were the one poking holes in your own skin and then telling people that you bleeding. You were the one setting fires and calling people and then saying, "Oh, it's burning." The boy who cried wolf. The boy who cried wolf could be the woman who cried wolf, the grandmother who cried wolf, the grandfather who cried wolf. The boy who cried wolf can be any interchangeable character. The fact of the matter is, this person is crying out and bringing attention to themselves all the while they are the suspect. They are not the victim. The victim is the person who they're reporting about. And we have a lot of big bad people like that. They play thug in the streets. You see them all the time stealing Amazon packages, walking around with these poo shiesty things on their face all the time. Ain't no more thug than anything. Milk behind their ears. Some of them old with powder milk behind their ears because they ain't never learned nothing. That's a damn shame. 50, 60, 40 years old. Ignorant. I don't know where this energy coming from. It's because I guess it's because it's a lot of them. I'm picturing a lot of them because I see it all the time. People who used to be upstanding citizens, they decide that they want to live easy, so they go live with a relative and start stealing from them blindly. They see you got some new clothes, so they want to come over and steal out your closet. They see you keep a decent kind of makeup or a decent kind of soap or perfume, so now they want to come over and spray it. Once they get away with some slights, they just start graduating to picking up all your jewelry. They pick up anything coming out your, steal straight out your purse. And then they wonder why it's inflation, and they wonder why all this like it, and then they wonder why you don't want them around no more. Because I can't trust you, and when you're around, I seem to be a broke ass person. And when you're around, people treat me a certain kind of way. It's because what you saying. I can't trust you because you want to be in my business so that you can exploit it for whatever reason you got. I can't trust you because you want to go sit around my enemies and see what you can get. Thieving just don't happen by money. It happens by reputation. It happens by attention. It happens. It happens. Some people go sit around you, come sit around you because they know that you have people, people that come around that like to invest in things of that nature. Some people come around because they know that you attract a certain type of man. They come around you. They be trying to hold off your hard work. You work hard to get in your position. You work hard to be respected because you don't open your legs. And the first thing a hoe will do, I'm going to put on this tight skirt and I'm going to go over there and see if I can set what she got over there because she don't be doing it right. Well, I ain't show up to hoe, baby. I came up to talk business. I ain't come over there to sell no booty. That's why I told you don't come in the first place. But then somebody bring you and then you act a donkey and you wonder why. It's not that that person feels like they're any better than you. It's just they came for the business and you came for the bullshit. And you made it, you turned a situation the wrong way. And some men, they come with you for a different reason. Oh, boo, let me come with you. I'm going to protect you. No, they coming to angle you. They come to see who they know in the room, who they can have a backdoor conversation about with you. Seeing where they can either mess up your money or mess up your connection. Or even worse, get some money off you from your connection without you knowing. Oh, they do that. Go and step out the room, come back from the bathroom and see. Just see how people adjust. Look away and don't look. All types of tricks and angles people got. Pay attention to them children, them grandkids, and them grandparents. They stay with an angle. The grandparent can't get in your house, so they're using your kids to see what's going on. Or your kid can't finagle enough money out of you, so they going and telling everybody you ain't shit, you ain't feeding them, you don't care, you this, you that, you third, and then boom, they get a bunch of sympathy. Oh, it works so many angles, so many angles. Or a teacher like your man or a teacher like your wife, and they decided they're going to start making reports to see if they could fuck up your house so that they could jump on in. We can talk about raggedy grandmothers. They be either insecure about their daughters, jealous of their daughters, or jealous of their daughter's spouse, or jealous of the relationship that the kids have with the mom, or jealous of the relationship that the mom can even have with other people. And then they seek to destroy, steal, kill, and destroy. We're not talking about the ambulance chasers and the people who just come across you and just want to get all your demographics so they can try to get some life insurance on you or try to write checks in your name or just try to just do anything till you get your taxes, things of that nature. Oh, the fraud and the scam is prevalent. And be careful because them family members, the right come in and ask you to cash a check or open a bank account knowing good and god daggone well where this check come from. Because I watched that. This girl was so nervous. She I think her aunt gave her a $40,000 check, took her to a bank, told her go into the bank. Was the girl was innocent. I think that's what happened. I think exactly that's what happened. The aunt came in real fast talking about, I need you to go cash a check. Let's go bust this move. And the girl thinking, not even realizing how much she could be in trouble for it, did it. And when them people pulled up. And she was so nervous. And I don't know how it ended, but they didn't catch the aunt, but the girl went down. The girl went down. It was a $40,000 check. And it's stuff like that going on. People will try to get you out of here. People will be having hidden court cases, hidden sessions and stuff. I'm trying to tell you. It's not just happening to the Nancy Guthries. It's happening to anybody who can fall victim to it. Pay attention to your family. Pay attention to your dynamics. When them folks start isolating from you, they got shit up their sleeve. Somebody talking, trust me. When they ain't talking to you, they talking to somebody. I know it. They're not talking to you. They talking to somebody. Good. I'm glad you don't want nobody in the entertainment. I'm so glad. Cause I'm not entertained. Happy Monday to everybody. And it's only bad for people who are bad people. That's why I'm not afraid. That's why I'm going to go forward. Good morning, Fred. I didn't even see you. Well, you know what? I don't know. Do you know what? I do believe that they did let a lot of people had to come out of the mental facilities because they were making spaces for other people. And a lot of people got old and they were deemed no longer dangerous. However, when you take the medications, because look, I've worked in several mental facilities. I worked in 3 mental facilities, and then I did my last before I left that type of service. My last thing was the aging population. And from the facility type situations toward the in-home situations, mental health is a blanketed situation. It's a lot more to this than just throwing pills at it. And I found this out through watching the patients that I had to deal with, then going in the homes, and then just dealing with life, period. Is like, it's a lot more that can be done when it comes to mental health. There are a lot of situations that can be adjusted. And when you let people out that are no longer able to function without that medication, you let a lot of problems enter into the world. Like, if they should stop taking this medication, they don't have nothing in between to fix it if they can't afford it. If you don't have a payee, and if your payee is unstable and your payee is just only giving you enough, because so many times I see some patients, they in McDonald's, they at the gas station, they're begging for cigarettes, they're begging for $5, they begging, and some of them don't need it. It's just that they're not on enough medication, or they're traumatized, or things are happening in the home. They got caregivers that are beating on them because they don't act right or act normal, and then they pushing them outside all day, but they collecting the money for them. They taking the money for them and putting them outside all day. And it's just a lot of that going on. I remember I was sitting at a breakfast spot with my son a few years ago, and one of my old patients walked by the window, and I couldn't get up. I didn't want to get up and let him see me, because you don't know where his mind is. And he did not look like he was lucid at the time. He did not look like he was alert. So I'm watching, and I say, that looked like one of my old patients. So I'm sitting there, and he moving real manically. He's like jerkish. It's like whatever's happening is like something is propelling him the way he's moving. And I'm familiar with his movements because I used to be there for medicine time. I used to do doubles with this guy. Before bedtime, I would be the one to tell this man, "Hey, come on, I'm gonna pop the door and you can go in." So to see him in such a way, I knew he wasn't on enough medication. Even if he was on some, he wasn't on enough. He wasn't well kept. His skin was kind of like flaking, and that's a sign of not only bad hygiene, of anxiety. Like certain autoimmune diseases does interact with eczema. Eczema is definitely a sign of other things. Like there are some mental illnesses that do trigger eczema. They go hand in hand. So a lot of times if you see a person with eczema, there might be a lot of other underlying issues. So that's why care on every level is important. And we need to stop being very dismissive of people when it comes to their care. When you see a person that usually has good hygiene and good skin care, and their skin is breaking down, that's a sign of problems. That's a sign of stress. That's a sign of anxiety. That's a sign of mental. There's a lot of things, and you got to be prepared to go in and help this person, suggest them help, or be able to walk away without talking badly about this person. You have to remember, this person is going through something that they probably can't even explain themselves. And you going around saying things to other people that will make other people turn away from them won't help them. They need help. And if you're not willing to help them, allow them the space to go find some help. Don't run around. Stay away from this person. Stay away from this person. Give them warning. Give advice. But don't forcibly isolate certain people, because you could be making it worse. You could be pushing a person into psychological homicide. You could be putting them in a position where they have no one to turn to. And that's the only option for them. So be careful when you ostracize people and you tell people, stay away from them, stay away from them, stay away from them. Let people make their own choices. Okay? That's what I'll say to that, because it could be you. And how would you feel if that was everybody's reaction to you? Stay away from them, stay away from them, stay for, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. well, well. I think you say that to throw me off. Well, I don't think it's your job personally to fix people's delusions. And I don't think you want to say it as dismissively as saying delusions. It's not always delusion. Now, it is delulu for certain things when it comes to misogyny and certain things of that nature. But when a person is off kilter and they're not on their medication and they might not be lucid, because delulu is for somebody who's intentionally not trying to understand because they want to get their things done. I'll say that about delulu. That's a person that's intentionally not understanding. They're intentionally not doing it. I'm talking about a person who straight up and down can't help what they're going through. This person is going through a mental crisis. This person is going through a manic episode and they need help. Or they're deteriorating until they're manic. Look, once you've been in like around in the mental health, facilities and dealt with a lot of DDA things of that nature, you will be always learning because there are all more symptoms being developed. As they make more medicine, seems like the medicine adds to more symptoms. It's like a lot. So what I found in my own life, once you find out what the illness is, you try to get to the root of it and work your way up. And a lot of times that eliminates a lot of medicines because let's just be real. It once you see the list that comes beyond the medicines, those warnings and those contraindications and all that, those things are cause. They're a cause. Some of them medicines, I'm trying to tell you, when you mix them together, depending on a person's lifestyle and diet and their makeup and their etymology, is a cocktail for disaster when you add the medicine. So for me, because I am not a licensed doctor, medicine is not the first go to. There are other adjustments that can be made before you get to medicine. I mean, it's easy to throw very expensive prescriptions and things of that nature to people. And, because everybody gets paid around the board for everybody to throw these pills around. Yeah, that's very easy to do. And it is kind of hard to make adjustments because you got to go through all the levels of that human being to get to where they need to be. Do you need my help? Can you help me? Actually, I will be up in my stuff after February. I got to graduate first because I do want to do, eventually I'll be doing consultations. So once I graduate, I'll be doing my consultations in a little bit of a different way, in a lot of bit of a different way. I just gotta get my things together, but yeah, that's coming. That's coming. So yeah, somebody throwing something at me now because I can feel it in my lungs. Won't y'all go ahead with that, okay? Don't nobody want to do that right now. And you're breaking spiritual law because if no one is doing anything to you, why are you attempting to do something bad to them? God help you because he helping me. I need to go get another bottle of water. Anywho. Anywho. Let's get on and do Aquarius. I think I want to pick on Aquarius this morning. And yeah, I said it the way I wanted to say it. Let me pick on Aquarius. And Aries? I think Pisces is up next, isn't it? Aquarius and Aries? Okay, let's go. I don't think that's the words that it say. I don't think that's the words that it say. Why am I not sing-songy this morning? I'm not sing-songy this morning. I do not want to sing. Okay, Aquarius. So the emperor, well, the king of swords comes straight out, but he looks like an emperor right now. He's a king of swords, so he looks like he wants to cut something off. He looks like he's a bit frustrated. There's like a standoff here. Then we got the Six of Wands. It's a young feminine guy. You see this guy? His hair is gorge. And he's got this little thing around his wing. Okay. So it looks like this emperor, this looks like the emperor wants to cut off this boy. Looks like he's done with this boy in some kind of way. Looks like the emperor is done. I think they want to separate ways. The boy, I don't know if the boy has, it looks like he's full of himself. He looks very arrogant. He looks very full of himself. And this king looks like he's a bit frustrated. He's like full of resolve. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but he looks like he's standoffish. He looks like he's pissed too. Um, Oh, then we've got the sun, and she looks so wonderful. She's standing, she's doing her art. She could care less. She's very unbothered. She's the sun. Okay, so there's an issue with these men and this woman. And it seems like these men want to bother this woman's peace so darn bad. And she looks like she's having a ball. She could care damn less. She does look like she could care less. The sun. But these two fellas here look like they're pissed and they having a problem with her just chilling by herself. Why can't she chill by herself? What's going on? Oh, it's the King of Wands. Oh, she looking down. She trying to get to somebody. Okay. So, it seems the Empress is surrounded by a bunch of men that want to control what she's doing. Whether this be on a big scale or a small scale, this is what it looks like. There's an Empress on the board, and there's a bunch of men sitting here that want to basically control what she's doing. We have the King of Swords, the Six of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Emperor. All of them are out here. Let me see what this next card is. It better not be another dude. And it is. It's another dude. Why are all these men out on the board with this one woman? There's a young one, there's an old one, there's a controlling one, there's a fine one, there's a idiot, and there's a real old man here too. I don't even like the way this old man looking. Look the way he looking. He the emperor, but look how he looking up. It look like you can't tell him nothing. And he also looks stingy. He also looked like he'd hit you in the head with that ball too. I don't like the looks of this man. This man look like he dangerous. You forgot to tell me you're what? You're a Taurus. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so she is surrounded by these dudes. I lie to you not. So, and then the King of Cups came out. Who is the King of Cups? Who is this Empress going to be with? She's going to be with one of these dudes. If that's an ambulance, I think the ambulance just went by. Check on your loved ones, because every time I turn around, there's an ambulance going by. Check on your loved ones. There's a lot of dudes here. So it's a lot of wands, swords, but there's only one King of Cups. So there's only one good offer out here. So let's just show you who's here. So this is the one lady here, right? This young one, he's out here. I don't trust him. I don't even like the looks of him. He look like he's full of himself, and he look like he's gonna try to get over. He also got on these black gloves, which means he do dirty deeds. He's gonna do some bullshit. Then you got this King of Swords here. He just look like he just stuck in his ways. Probably the king of nothing. Yet he won a crown. Real cold-hearted. Cold-blooded. Then we've got this dude here. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really trust bald-faced men like that. I don't. Then you got a lizard right there. So that's even more. It's like either it's a Gila moss or a salamander. Whatever it is. I'd rather pat the salamander than him. He ain't got nothing on his face. I don't trust that. Oh God. But yeah, I don't know, but this guy looks douchish to me. I don't know. Um, this guy too, he looks like he's got like ED, erectile dysfunction or whatever, and he's like determined he's going to get somebody to do whatever because he's got money or whatever. But he looks like a big stuffy puff face. I don't like him. So I guess hopefully she ends up with this guy because he's pretty cool. He looks laid back. You know, just hanging out with his wand. You know, it's cool. He's got the beach waves. So that means he's like easygoing, but he's got his crown on. And he likes to relax. He's not too serious. He's not too, he looks relaxed. I like him. He's got on purple. He's royal. He's got the fish. He's intuitive. Sitting with his legs open. He's good. He's relaxed. He's able to take on the world. He's got, okay, he's got an eagle head on the cane. That's not just the regular wand. I don't know if you see that. You see it? So, I mean, I think we're going to take the offer from the King of Cups. You know, I always say I'm not ready, but who's ever ready for things like that? So, yeah, so it's time for love. Whether we fight it or not, whether we want it or not, like, I guess this is gonna happen. I'm still thinking Aries season is gonna go as it goes. So Pisces, Leo, Aries, definitely big Leo energy, Aries, Pisces, Virgo, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Virgo, Gemini. I see Taurus, but I'm not telling you. I see Taurus. I'm not telling you who he is, though. Really? Why are you that tall? I don't know why I asked that question, but really, why are you that tall? By the way, why are you that tall? Really? Interesting. Yeah, did I give you the signs? Yeah, it was Leo, big Leo, Aries, Virgo, Pisces. Yeah, it was Gemini. And I saw Taurus out here. I just won't tell you what that character is. But, so we've got the King of Swords, the Six of Wands, which is this young guy here. The Emperor, the King of Wands. Like, there are a lot of guys out here. So, this guy is in his 40s. This guy is between 25 and 35. This guy is in his late teens, early 20s. This guy is between 50 and 70. And honestly, I don't even know why he keeps trying to be in the game. And this guy is between 40 and 50. And this is the King of Cups. So no matter where you are in the chart, It might be your description, it might be your name, it might be your birthday. Take what resonates. Someone is ready for love. Someone is also been very hygienically disciplined as far as taking in partners. And I'm not talking about for fake. Like somebody's actually celibate. Somebody's actually not giving up the goods to anyone. Um, there might be a few contracts left to settle. There might be a few numbers getting changed. There might be some addresses changing soon. Someone might be moving out. Um, if they haven't already. Um, there are coming conversations with the family dynamics, with the kids, with the siblings, and someone's mom is going to have to be put in their place, and someone's dad is definitely got to have a talk with them because they've like blurred some boundaries. They've blurred some familiar boundaries with certain individuals in the family to where the relationship has turned toxic. This guy here, the older guy and the younger guy in the family dynamic, they've blurred some lines. They've done some things that they shouldn't have done. There are communications that should not have happened. And these guys are totally responsible for it. You can look at their faces. They both sit together and they stare up crap. You know, honestly, I think my youngest is going to be that tall. He is. He's going to be that tall. But you should see me struggling. I'll be right trying to pick him up. I'll be telling him to get on a chair so I can hold him for a few seconds. But he's so heavy. It's getting worse. It's getting so heavy. But I think he's going to be so tall. So I try to hold him now. But he's already taller than me sometimes. I don't know. Something about that sentence makes me think of trouble. I don't know if you know, but maybe about a month ago, I did tell you guys I'm very capable of being a beastie. Trust me. I know. Very capable of being a beastie. So that word trouble in there, I don't know. Very capable of being a beastie. So I'm going to do a second spread for those of you who were not able to resonate with that first reading of getting into a line for love and commitment. It might not exactly be marriage right away. The one that I was talking about, this is going to be a logical relationship that is love. But because we've gotten so accustomed to the endorphin release, we think intensity is love. We think like that constant dopamine hit is love, and it's not. It's just chaos on a romantic level, okay? And then it ends up, and this is why once the excitement goes away and once, you know, nothing is happening, it gets really boring really fast, and you're like, we're not doing anything. That's why that wasn't love. That was rapture. That was, you got caught up in the rapture, okay? So that wasn't love. Love is kind of like subtle. It seems boring depending on where you are in life and what you enjoy. Um, love is like breathing. It's just okay. So if you're used to the we gotta fight, we gotta go to the club, slap you up, flip you up, rub you down thing, it comes sometime. It happens, but honestly, real good love is so calm. It's so subtle. It's so, it's almost routine, but it's not because there are subtle surprises that happen all the time in love. If you are really in love, um, yeah, repetition gets good. Like you crave for that. It sets it. makes your nerves calm down. Knowing that this person is going to make sure you get some ice cream or you're going to get half of the snack box. Knowing that when this person cooks, they're going to make sure they bring the sauces to you. Knowing your love language and you know theirs. Knowing that when you get home, this person is going to have something done that's specifically to let them know that they thought of you all day. Um, Even so much as matching your socks. Not all the time, but sometimes. Like, there'll be things that won't be big to the outside world, but they'll be huge to you. Like, love isn't that intense thing. Like, we've watched these reality shows and Instagram and Facebook, and we see the Ari Fletchers and the Wada Jadas and all these people, but they don't be having fun. I hope you know that. They don't be inherently happy. They're being paraded around in front of us to triangulate us with the products and the services that they get. These people are working. This is what I keep trying to get people to understand. When these people have these cartoon character body shapes and they've got like the flawless hair and the flawless lips and the flawless stuff, and they get all these big cars and stuff. Yeah, some of it is real on a level for them, because even some of that isn't on a real level for them. It's advertisement, and the world triangulates us with these products and these services so that we could feel less happy with our current circumstance and triangulate everything in our lives to get that thing, you see. So triangulation happens on so many different levels. Like, me and my girlfriend were in front of the TV. One of the baddies get on the TV and they're showing hair. They're showing veneers, because these are my teeth. They're showing hair veneers. They're showing like uh 36, 20, 36 body. They're showing the Bottega shoes, and the first thing you do is you ain't thinking about none of the stars. You're straight up like, how can I get those boots? How can I get that hair? How can I get those teeth? Now, if you're not happy with your hair, you're not happy with your teeth, and you don't have boots in your closet that that you can go out and get jiggy with, you're going to triangulate somebody at some point in time to try to get that. If you're not able to get it by your own means, or if you don't have it, or if you can't like live without it, you're going to triangulate at some point in time. So this is how we get bamboozled. And this is another reason why I don't watch TV, because the commercials are this triangulation speed dates. Your child is on a speed date with that toy for that second. And you just hope you make it through that date without them picking that toy. This is one of the main reasons why I don't watch TV. I cut TV out a long time ago, and it has done me very, very well. The commercials are speed dates from hell. You're dating products. You're dating products constantly when you watch commercials. I don't even know how I got over here on that situation. It was because I was talking about the young and the old guy, and how they could be pushing and pulling information because they don't really have the things the world wants to offer, but they have people's ear, they have influence. The young guy has the young people's ear because young people listen to other stupid young people for some weird reason, as though they don't need the experience. And then the old guy, because he just so happened to live to be old enough, people kind of respect him because he just didn't die yet, not knowing that he's giving out a lot of information to people where they ended up passing away. So he actually ended up living despite the fact, because he's giving out bad information. So he's basically picking up his life force by giving out bad information. He gets his rocks, he gets his kicks out of leading people down the wrong road. So he actually is living, and they say evil kind of lives long. We all know that one old bastard that just won't die. You're like, he ain't shit. He never did nothing in life. I think he walks the earth as a lesson. People should look at him and say, hey, that's the person you don't want to be like. Go listen to his life story and don't do none of the shit he did. I mean, that is a way to teach. Like, hey, you see that guy? I don't know why he's still alive, but he's rotten from the inside core. Go see what he did so you don't do none of it. None of it. Worst part about it, they be like the ones that have like really good kids and they don't know their kids, or they don't do anything for their kids and they die alone, and their kids end up being like Olympic gold winners and athletes and scientists and engineer. It's just a sad, sad thing. But it's unfortunate. At least some of his genes did good. What he didn't do in life, at least he did well in death. What a eulogy. Anyway. I don't think anybody will be inviting me to any funerals anytime soon. I'm too inclined to tell the truth. All right, second spread. But it's really real. It's real. Here comes the unshaven face again. Can you grow a beard? Hey, can you grow a beard? I think I need to ask this question. I think that's one of my questions I need to ask. It's not a deal breaker automatically, but can you grow a beard? That is interesting. Which goes to say, don't they call women beards when they're in a relationship where the man doesn't like her, but he just needs her for the cover up of his reputation? So they call her a beard, right? They call her a beard, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, out the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, do it again. Ah, so somebody is in a love triangle. One of them have one of the O's, and the other one is a wonderful baby. Okay, so you have an offer from a high priestess, and you have an offer from a dark priestess. Look, puppy. La taquiera. Un momento, puppy. You see you answer, and you have you have una formal union. Es bonita. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now it's beautiful as la negra. La negra is this one. He said speak English. Un momento, papi. I see this chalets. It's of the light and the dark. It's alternate. So what's happening here? We have this Dapper Dan type of man. I don't know. Can he grow a beard? I don't know. It's a young beard, or it's barely there. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, so there are two women between this man. This man is a love triangle. He has a woman of high quality, of high demand here, and then he has a girl that's just about the money. Now, she's not a bad girl, so to speak. She's not. These two girls are not the same. I'll say that. These two girls are not the same. One is very, very focused. One is in, I'll put, yeah, I'll do that. One is in survival mode. This one is in survival mode. This one is doing quite well. So you have a duality in this situation. So one serves one, the other serves the other. This is a place you're supposed to be going into an equal give and take. So you can't keep both. You have to choose one. And this is how you will build your stable foundation. So whoever this Knight of Pentacles is, I'm assuming that I'm going to say, even though he physically does not have a beard, that does not mean that the man does not have a beard. It just means that this man is still young enough to make mistakes. We'll put it that way, since he has a fresh face. He's a knight. A knight is not a king. So he hasn't actually like taken hold of his throne yet. So this Knight of Pentacles has to choose between this Four of Pentacles female or this Queen of Wands. The difference between the two is this Four of Pentacles lady, yes, she's in survival mode. That does not make her inherently bad. It's just that she's in survival mode, and you know how people go that's in survival mode. There's a 50-50. There's a 50 chance she might do good. There's a 50-50 chance that she might just stick a toe out there and take a chance on something. But that's the girl that's in survival mode. That does not make her bad. But that does mean that there are chances that she might take that you may not be comfortable with. Now, this is the Queen of Wands. She's comfortable. She's okay. She's not rich, but she ain't begging, and she's not in survival mode. So when you come into her life, make sure you have your own. But she's good. So you got a choice between survival mode and actually being okay. Because remember, you're not king yet. You're still building. So do you want to take your chances with survival mode? Or do you want to go in and be comfortable? Not rich, but comfortable. That is a choice for someone out here. Take what resonates. This is the cup. This is the cup of duality. This is you have to pick of the light of the dark. You understand? What are you going to do? Are you going to help the one in survival mode? Because you do have to pick from the light of the dark if you help who's in the survival mode. You have to be able to see both sides of the coin. You also have to be understanding. You have to be supportive if you pick the one that's in survival mode. You have to know that she's going to make choices that may or may not affect you. And you have to be okay with that. For this one, she's comfortable. You also have to be able to support if you come in, because she was good before you got there. So you can't be coming in taken away. But you will be comfortable if you make effort. You still have to put effort into both relationships. And that's with that. So now this cup means you have an opportunity to give yourself equal give and take. You have an opportunity to be in a household that functions either in survival mode, where there might be changes. Not saying that it won't end up good. Just know that there is a 50-50 chance. Or you can go into the one with the Queen of Wands, where you have Same 50-50 chance, but a better chance, especially if you put effort in. You put no effort, that's what's going to bring that 50-50 chance. If you put in effort, it actually increases to 100. But like I said, just because you pick that, just because you don't pick the one in the survival mode, doesn't mean that it's automatically a loss. That means that you're actually going to have to be conscious in this relationship much more, which is not a bad thing, especially if you're a person who thinks that they can lead. Listen to the word. If you think you can lead, then a woman in survival mode is not a problem to you. But even better if there are two leaders in a relationship. That is up to you. Some men want to lead despite they do not care. They're willing to take the chances of leading and failing. All I know is I've given you the advice for you to go in and build a foundation. This is your fourth house. Four of Wands. This is for you to build your foundation. You can start from either one, and there is a possibility to build a sturdy foundation with both. But you have to choose. No two women are completely alike. All situations are tailor-made to everybody's walk of life. You really just had to decide on how much effort you're going to put in, because no relationship works if the 100 never shows up. It all depends on your math and how you work in it. Stop approaching people with less than 50. It's preferred to have more than 50 if you're going to go into a relationship, because it's going to take some effort. This is why it's best to just stay to yourself until you get to the 100. But some people are not able to function in that way. They need partnership in order to grow. This isn't wrong. And you can't necessarily say your way is right. Everybody is different. Some people do need help to get there. Some people don't. Take what resonates. Everybody is not 100% person. Some people are just 50 people. If that works for you, take it. Some people are 70% people. I would not suggest a 70% person go in with a 30% person, because of the chances for a person to resent, because of the amount of compensation that has to happen. This is why if you cannot do a 50-50, I don't suggest you do anything until you get to the 100, because it won't make a difference. Someone will always be compensating. I don't want to give you anything. I don't want to give you any Kojic teaching. I don't want to teach in between. I actually want to teach this because it not only helps me, it helps someone's daughter, it helps someone's son, it helps someone's household, it helps someone's bills, it helps someone's life. It helps someone actually put the BS to the side and be able to focus on love. Because once you get past the bills, once you get past the dynamics, once you get past the world, once you're able to put the family dynamics, the friend dynamics, the job dynamics, the children dynamics to the side and get to one another, that's when the real easy love takes place. Remember, to really, really, truly be in love with another person and even yourself, especially yourself, you have to be able to tell the world no. The beginning of love is definitely the word no. You're damn right. Crack that ego like an egg. Until next time. Don't come for me because somebody's spinning you. Love. Oh, I love the hearts.